The real estate market in Tampa has been crazy. I mean, new homes on the market selling sometimes the same days, most of the time within a week. So a lot of buyers have just said, I'm going to buy a new house, a new construction. Are you thinking about that? That's what I'm talking about today. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21 List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. As I said last week, today I'll be back in studio, and you can see I am. So I appreciate you being on the road with me last week. Now, I have been on the road. I've been very busy this week, and I'll talk about that in just a second. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up. Whether you like it or not, give it a thumbs up, right? Most importantly, share this with your friends and family who you think could benefit from this information. So I have been working with several buyers, looking at homes. This one couple, we must have looked at more than 20 homes already in the past few weeks. And we've put in 5 offers. And all of those offers, they've been outbid. So they've even thought about, well, maybe I just need to go to a new home, right? And now it's different. You go to some neighborhoods and they're building a single home. Then you go to some areas and they're building tracts of homes. That's what I'm talking about, those areas that are building tracts of homes. And in Hillsborough County, they're building, 4,000, 6,000 homes a year, some crazy number. So there's a lot of growth. And honestly, people say, listen, I want a new house. I'm going there, going to get the house. And there are some benefits to that, right? So first of all, they have models. So you can go in, walk the model. You say, I like this floor plan. That's the house I want. You know you're getting a new house, right? Now, you need to go back to, I don't think I did a video. I did a YouTube post, a Facebook post about even new construction, you need to have inspected. Right? But you're buying a new home, so a lot of stuff is under warranty already. So you have that confidence buying the home. You get to choose the lot. So you have the lot, you have the floor plan. Sometimes, depending on the buyer, they'll let you make changes to the floor plan. If you say, well, can you put the wall here? Can you position the kitchen? Or can you use this color? Right? You can sometimes make upgrades and changes. And I keep saying sometimes because not all builders do that. Some builder says, this is the plan, period. That's it. This is what you get. A third benefit to buying a new construction, and most of the builders will tell you this, if you use their finance company, their preferred lender, then you will get concessions at closing. So sometimes it can be as much as $10,000 towards closing costs. And that's a great help, if you're strapped for cash and they're going to help with closing costs. So some great benefits to going with new construction. However, the seesaw as a kid, yeah, there's some great benefits, but you know what? There's also some stuff you have to watch out for. So here's a couple points, right? So if I tell you that I'm going to make you, I will paint you a picture of a flower. Now listen, if it's me doing it, it won't be quality. But I tell you I'm going to paint a picture of a flower and I'm going to charge you $5 for it. You say, no problem, I'll give you $5. Well, I go to the store and the brush I need is $7. And the paint I need It's $10. Well, shoot, I'm going to paint this flower, and it's costing me $17, and I'm only going to charge you $5. So I come back to you and say, hey, I really need to change the price to $20. And you say, wait a second, you're not an artist. That flower is not going to be good. Why should I pay you $20 for this flower? You said you'd do it for $5. I know that may be a simple analogy, but it's on point. Builders are finding that because of the supply chain issues, because of inflation, a builder may say to you, they can build a house for, let's say, $300,000. But once they get into it, doors cost more, windows cost more, drywall costs more, lumber costs more. And they say to you, hey, we're going to have to increase the price. It's no longer $300,000, it's $350,000 or $360,000. And you say, wait a second. You said you'd do it for $300,000. And the builder says, I can't. Right? And it says in the contract, I can change the price. So you, as the buyer, either have to agree to pay more or you step out of the contract. And the builder knows if you step out of the contract, there are people right behind you that'll pay that money. Right? The second thing is just because of home prices going up. So a builder says to you, I'll build this house for you for $350,000. You say, fine, I'll take it for $350,000. But then home prices are going up, and now all those homes are selling for $430,000. And the buyer says, hey, and the seller says, hey, buyer, here's your deposit back. We're giving you your deposit. I don't want your contract. And they turn around and sell the house to somebody else for $420,000. They were going to sell it to you for $350,000. They sell it for $420,000. Is that legal? Can they do that? Well, you know what? It could be in the contract, right? Some builders, so for a resale house, you're driving down a neighborhood and you see a house for sale. That's a resale house. And typically agents use we call it the FAR bar contract or the as-is, Florida bar as-is contract for the purchase of a neighborhood home, a resale home. Some builders use their own specific contract. So as a buyer, you have to be very cautious about what that contract says. A third item, right? Some builders say, hey, we will build this house for $320,000. And you say, great, I want that house for $320,000. And then the buyer says, now you have to buy the lot. And you say, what? Yeah, well, here's the house. You get the house. But you have to buy the lot. And the lot could cost $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. That's on top of the cost of the house. So again, not all builders, right? Some builders operate that way. You first buy the lot, then you buy the house. Oh, that comes to mind. No, I'll talk about that later if I remember. Remind me, okay? So another consideration, just because it's new construction, we hear about the supply chain issues, and that causes delays. And in fact, our brokerage is opening a new office. Windows have been back ordered for 6 months, right? So as a builder building homes, and I tell you, hey, your house is going to be ready in 2 months. Well, windows are 3 months behind. So I tell you, hey, look, you can't have the house in 2 months. It's got to be at least 3 months or 4 months, right? So you as a buyer, now if you're in a position to be flexible, great. But if you're in a situation that you have a lease and the lease is up and you have to be out by a certain date, and then there's a delay on the new house, that puts you in a bind, right? Or if you're in a house and selling a house and you're closing. So just be aware of the delays and the timeline they give you. So there's a couple things really to be cautious about. Why am I sharing this? I want you to be informed. A couple words of caution. Number one, critical. Read the contract, right? Especially with the new builder. If they give you a contract to sign, read it and know it. And look for those pitfalls. Can they increase the price because materials have gone up? Do they have the right to cancel the contract and give you your money back, and they'll turn around and sell the house? Okay? Read the contract. Be informed about what you're signing. And the second thing, oh man, I knew I was going to do this. I had to turn the camera off before because I forgot what I was going to say. So with builders, right? So you go in and you say, I want this floor plan. Well, in a lot of developments, they only open lots, so many lots per week. So it could be this week we're going to open 8 lots. And then it's a bidding process, right? The first 8 people, and many of these places have waiting lists. So if a lot opens up, the company will call first person on the waiting list. Hey, a lot opened up. Do you want it? And they just go down the list. So it's not like they have hundreds of lots available. They only release a certain number of lots per week. And that's keeping the demand up, right? So I shared a lot of information with you. If you're looking at new construction, new building, there are some true benefits to doing that. But there's also some issues that you need to be aware of so you don't get caught, either money-wise or time-wise. So listen, I love sharing this information with you. I want to be your trusted real estate advisor. That's why I share this information, so you can trust what I'm sharing with you. Feel free to reach out to me. Go to my website, joebrownc21.com. You can search for homes. You can find out more about me. Send me an email. My information's in the show notes below. If you have questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you. Thank you so much for being here. I love sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.